Hello there everyone, welcome back to the new video. In this video we are going to see what exactly the ledger is, what exactly it contains, how it looks like in the Hyperledger Fabric. Let's start. Ledger is nothing but just a database. Actually it contains two important things. First one is the current state and the second is the actual blockchain. So when we talk about the current state and the blockchain, where exactly it gets stored inside the Hyperledger Fabric? When we invoke any transactions, how these states get changed, whether it is stored inside the current state database or the blockchain or in the both. Let's start. Let's see where exactly it's getting stored. The current state database, currently we are using CouchDB as the current state database in our Hyperledger Fabric network. In this series we have multiple options like level database and the Couch database. Right now we are using Couch database, and second one is the blockchain, that is the actual chain of the blocks. When we create our network, we will see where exactly it's stored inside the block, inside the peer. As I already mentioned, ledger contain two things. First one is the world state and second one is the blockchain. In the world state, whatever the state of the asset, it gets stored, but that asset latest state will get added into the world state database, that is CouchDB. Key one, and that's having value ABC. When it gets added, the latest state will get added into the world state in the CouchDB with the version v0. You can see here version v0. Here we can see key 2 is also added with version v0, key 3 is also added version v0. The next step, when we update any existing transaction, that is, let's assume that we are updating the key 3 and the value is something else. Now we can see previously value was XYZ and the new value is SSS. So in that case, the current state database will update with the key 3 as SSS and it will increment the version v1 of that asset. And whatever the second transaction we have added just now, that will get added into the blockchain. So it means in the actual blockchain there would be two transactions, and in the current state database we will have the latest state of that asset, that is the key 3 with the latest value SSS. I will show you practically. Let's jump into the VS Code. Let's see if our network is up and running. Yeah, so currently I am inside the basic network repository, docker ps. I'm checking if our network is up and running. This is something different. I think we can stop all these things. Let's see our network, if our network is up and running. Let's see if our network is up and running. Docker ps. No, we don't have any running container, so we have to run our network. Artifacts, docker compose up in detached mode, so it will run all the services. So generally in every video I am mentioning this because this is important steps. If you are able to do it correctly, probably you can skip this part up to running network, creating channel and instantiating chain code and invoking the transactions. All these services are getting running. All the services are up and running. Go to back and create channel.sh file. So it will create channel and join all the peers inside the channel. That is also done. Next one is deploy chain code. So it will install the chain code and instantiate. There are a lot of steps available inside the deploy chain code.sh. Just we have gone through multiple times. Probably you can just go through and let me know in case if you are facing any issue. Here you can see all these steps get executed. So we have invoked chain code, installed, invoked transaction as well, query transaction. So our network is already up and running, so probably we can invoke the transactions. So before that we have to make sure our server is up and running. cd api 1.4 node mon app.js. Yeah, our server is running. Now we can first of all register user. This is the first step. So before invoking the transaction, registration is required. So once the user is registered, we can invoke the transactions. Here we got a token. If you are not getting this, probably I think you did not see my previous video. Just go through the previous video so that you will get all these things, because I have covered most of the things in this video series. So we are using this user for adding the car. Let's see. So I'm using authorized token, authorization token, update, and here I'm triggering supercar 3, and with this parameter Tesla F1 reloaded white and user 1. Owner is the user 1, I think. Yeah, add, invoke the transactions. So I'm sending this transaction to all the endorsing pairs, that is PR0org1 and PR0org2. These are the endorsing pairs. For this, so we have executed successfully this transaction. Now we can see the current state database. Yeah, Docker PS. So our cows database is running on, you can see here, CouchDB 0, here 5984. It is running on 5984. There are 4 CouchDB instances: 5984, CouchDB 0, CouchDB 1, CouchDB 2, CouchDB 3. This will be running like 5984, 6984, 7984 and 9984. We can check any one of these because they will have the same content. So hit this URL localhost 5984/util, so you will get to know all the databases. Right now we have to check this database only, my channel Fabcar. Naming convention for this database is like channel name underscore smart contract name. So in our case, our channel name is my channel and our smart contract name is the Fabcar. So let's see this. Yeah, these are the pre-added cars, means we have one initialize function where we are adding these cars. So for this supercar, here I have added, we can see all the data. ID is the supercar 3, color is white, make as a Tesla, model F1 reloaded, owner is user 1. Yeah, and this is the version I was talking about in the current state database. Currently this asset have version 1. Whenever we update this asset, this version will get incremented. I will show you. Let's trigger another transaction on the same asset. ID is supercar 3. Now this time we are changing the owner of the user. This time user would be user 2. Previously it was user 1. You can see here you can see here in the current state database, that is the CouchDB user 1. This is the this car have owner user 1. Now I am triggering new transaction by changing the ownership of the car. Send it. Yeah, we got a transaction ID. So now the owner is changed. Now we can see the CouchDB. Just refresh it. Yeah, here you can see the new owner is the user 2. This data get reflected immediately, and the revision you can see here, version is get changed to 2. Right now our database have the supercar asset and we have updated this transaction one time, so the version is 2. When we add any asset into the current state database, at the initial stage the version would be 1 and it will increment continuously, like from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. One more time we will update the transactions. This time we are making user 3 as the owner. On the same asset I am doing the operation. Just yeah, this is the next transaction just we executed. Now we can see in the CouchDB this will get changed to 3 and the owner would be user 3. Just refreshing it. Here you can see this is the current state database. Now let's see the blockchain as well, but before that we will fetch history of this asset. So we have one method already defined for the supercore 3. We're fetching the history of the asset, like we have to provide the argument as supercore 3 and one method get history for asset, and we're executing this transaction on peer 0 org1. I'm sending this. So in this case we should get 3 entries. First was user 1, second was user 2, and third, that is the current state of the couch database. This is the user 3. In this way there are 3 transactions we are getting from the blockchain. So it means all the history is getting added into the blockchain. Even though if we are doing any update on the asset, that each entry is getting added into the blockchain. So we have, in this case we have done 3 transactions, and we can see all the 3 transactions, and these transactions are on the same asset, and we can see the timestamp as well and the transaction ID associated with the transaction. And another one thing, there is one flag is delete. Is delete, it means if we are deleting any asset, so this flag would be true only. It means it will not delete entry from the blockchain. It just turn that flag as a true. And let's see where is the exactly blockchain inside the peer. So let me increase the font. Yeah, let's go inside the peer container. Docker exec peer 0 org1. Yeah, you can execute any peer, peer 1 org1 or from org2 as well. sh. So right now we are inside the container. So there is one location /var /hyperledger /production where all these blockchain get stored. We can see here ls. There are multiple folders here: chain code, external builder, ledger data, lifecycle, and transient state. So our data would be available inside the ledger data. Let's go inside the ledger data, and chain folder is there. Inside chain there is another one chain. You can see we are currently inside this chain folder. You can see ls. If we have multiple channels, folder will get created. Right now we have only one channel as a my channel, so let's go inside this my channel ls, and here is the block file, and this is actually the blockchain. This block file contain all the history of all the transactions. And most of the time, a lot of people ask me where exactly the blockchain available inside the peer. This is the location and this is the file of the blockchain. Actually there are a lot of files you can see in the production folder: chain codes, external builder, ledger data, lifecycle, transient state. Each folder has some special purpose, but right now just I want to show the blockchain. So block file, this block file have all the transactions right now. We have seen what is the ledger, what content in the current state database, and the blockchain. In case if you are facing any issue, just let me know in the comment section. I would be happy to help you. If you are enjoying this video, just like this video and subscribe the channel. That's it for this video. Stay tuned for the more update.